And other
So
thing
that
is,
would be instantly taken out.
you know, the
because we already
state's
have
gonna make you pay for 45 permits to tear something down. They gotta get their money paid.
No, I don't think so. Dave Redoji is our building inspector. He can give the permit to tear it down once
That's
the
nasty stuff,
happens.
yeah, okay.
So is there any way to contact whoever has to do all that stuff and say, hey, we need this done as soon as possible?
At the time that is time to do it, yeah, I mean, to ask somebody, well, can you put us on your schedule? We don't know what that schedule would be yet, so.
Can you ask them?
so,
I'm just trying to figure out how to get it done quite faster. I mean,
yeah.
to me, these delays are, it's costing us a whole lot of money in these delays that for some reason just seem to happen all the time. I mean, sewer did it, and now this is doing it, like. Same way with this, on the sewer, I mean, COVID, yeah, but still, it's been a long wait for that.
If we have the money, I mean, yeah.
It's frustrating because we're sitting here with our hands tied and we can't do anything until we get this stuff done.
Actually, and COVID played a part in the delay for this the treatment plant, but it was more getting,
The discharge permit,
I'm sorry,
the discharge permit.
yeah, the discharge permit from the state, from Eagle. That took 9 months, and it should have happened within 60 days. And they blamed COVID on that a little bit because they weren't meeting, nobody was going to the office.
Still is.
Tonight, you're asking us to fire station construction budget so that it can be presented to rural development?
It's not the construction budget, I'm asking you to approve the grant application.
The loan application,
Yes.
Fire station
Not the
construction.
budget.
the budget.
What does the motion need to be?
I don't have a budget yet for that, that's due tomorrow to rural development, so.
So are you asking for, well, what are we asking for here?
Asking for you to approve the resolution that's in your package.
What? Which one?
Approving the building authority lease and notice.
It's what the page.
Oh, that's what you handed up tonight, page 27, or new 27.
You added in.
Building authority
You
resolution.
added in.
That's what it is.
Building authority resolution. For the budget.
Well, the memo came from somebody, else. It came from here, D&W, Roger Sweats, and then the actual resolution starts on the next page.
Page 29.
No, that's the building authority lease and notice, that's not what we're trying to.
Right, that's what the resolution is for.
I thought there was two of them.
No.
That's, if you look down, that's the second item on page 25 on the bottom, second from the bottom. I've also included a resolution approving the building authority lease and notice, which authorizes the building authority to issue building authority bonds to finance the facilities. That's on the handout that you gave us tonight, I believe. No, this is original packet.
Yeah.
This was part of the original packet.
Which page are you on here?
25. Second.
That's page 26 or 29.
Yeah.
Automobile lease contract,
Did you find it?
this part.
Oh, it's on the original page 25. And what Mark just asked for was the second paragraph on the bottom.
But we also need to approve that budget in order to send it to rural development.
That's what we need to approve tonight, the other one we do not, correct?
Because that lease doesn't have to be sent to rural development yet.
So I make a motion, we approve the budget presented to apply for the loan.
And honestly, I don't have a budget for you right now, so that's probably gonna have to wait until the next meeting.
It has to be in by tomorrow.
Pardon me?
The budget, doesn't that have to be in by tomorrow?
Has to be to rural development by tomorrow, yes.
So do we have to approve something to get that sent?
Except I don't have a budget for you to approve, so,
So
I mean,
this
they'll
isn't-
get my budget, they'll get the budget for it, but it
Mark.
will not have been reviewed.
The budget from Fleece and Vanderbeek for the
Oh, I'm sorry.
project.
Oh,
To say.
Thank you,
No,
Jody.
is this what we're-
I make a motion that we approve the budget from Police of Vandenberg to apply for the loan.
On page 26.
Yes. It's just to get the ball rolling for the loan application.
I'll second that.
And second one by Myron. Motion by trustee King, supported by trustee Mathers to approve the, what was it, fire station update and building authority resolution.
No, we're
The budget.
approving
No,
the budget
budget.
for the Fleece and
The
Vanderbeek
budget.
to get the application going.
The change of wording for the budget. Okay, are there any more comments? Did you make the motion one more time?
King made a motion to approve the budget for Fleece and Vanderbrick to get the application going forward.
For rural development,
I'm sorry.
for rural development.
I'll put forward to rural development.
Scott, that's okay?
Yes,
Myra, okay for your second?
as long as Jody told the truth. That makes sense, what you're saying.
Scout's honor.
Convoluted.
Okay, call roll, please.
King,
Yes.
Steers,
Yes.
Denman,
Yes.
Piper,
Yes.
M. Mathers,
Yes.
G. Mathers,
Yes.
Lawrence.
Okay, motion approved, thank you. Okay, now we're down to Florence Road update. Page, new page 46, or
The only real update is now that they did do the base coat, you've all probably seen that. Now they're going to do some concrete work on driveways, restoring, they're tearing out the mouths of the driveways right now, and they'll be restoring that. In the meantime, they're going to be, when they tear out the mouths of the driveway, they'll lay some gravel there for a temporary driveway until they get it replaced. And that's, at least right now, on schedule to begin on Wednesday.
So fourth,
Right?
fourth.
Wednesday 4th.
Good. Questions for Mark on that?
When will we have it finished?
June 27 is the target date.
Okay.
And by the way, I do agree with the gentleman that stood up. We have been getting updates every other day. The council has about the progress on the road, whether you believe it or not. He
I
hasn't said-
would think that residents would, but that's okay. I mean,
It's
the
on the
inconvenience.
Facebook page.
What if you don't belong to?
I'm
It's
sorry?
on the Facebook page.
What if you don't belong?
What
to
Facebook page?
Village is-
All it is.
Village Facebook.
I did, by the way, I said that I would hand distribute it at my cost by making copies to all the neighbors that showed up. I did call the front office, thank you for bringing it up.
Move on now, wastewater treatment plant update.
At this point, it still looks like the end of September is the target for being independent of the force main. I've asked Joe Benjamin to put together a job description and a list of qualifications for a plant superintendent for the treatment plant. And his response is on page 48. Page 48 and 49, what I'm hoping too is that you've had a chance to look at it, and if I've missed anything in terms of, this job description and qualifications, I'd like to hear that, if you can't, if you don't have anything now, if you email with, any suggestions, I would appreciate it.
I do have a question. So, we're gonna hire somebody that's qualified. Are we also gonna have somebody like at the DPW that has a general idea in case that person goes on leave or
No,
as a backup?
no, the DPW.
Or what are we gonna do
They're
about
not
that
licensed to
person?
do that. There will be the plant superintendent,
Okay,
as the head honcho in charge,
right.
and there will be a,
Subordinate.
yeah, a little bit more than a subordinate. I mean, he is subordinate to the superintendent, but he will have a license and so
Okay.
forth, necessary for the day-to-day stuff.
All right.
One of the things I included in there, actually for Joe Benjamin's, not his objection, but he said the problem is if you require they to live within a certain distance of the village or the treatment plant, you might lose some qualified people.
Yes.
But if he's not close enough to get to the alarm.
See, that's my concern. Now, they'll be notified by email, or they'll be alerted, but, that's my concern, at least for the time being, as we're getting started.
Yeah.
I would prefer to have somebody who lives relatively close.
You don't wanna burn up a $20,000 motor because
Yeah.
You're not gonna. Those new systems are gonna shut that motor off until somebody shows up to fix it.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, like the boiler system at the paper mill, the operator, everything's tied to his computer, so if something happens at night, cause then we have a day shift.
You can shut
He
it
can go
down.
on a computer and stop something until he gets there to figure it out.
Is it computerized, or they can do it
Yeah,
from?
it should, I hope so.
They can do it
We
from-
don't know.
They can make corrections from a computer, a mobile site. Can't imagine with that kind of system that you wouldn't have that access.
I think a lot of it goes right to their homes, I remember.
Well, yeah.
They have access to
Yeah.
everything.
At least he can go in and make an adjustment until he gets there. Or shut it down if he has to.
Okay. Other comments, questions on the Florence Road and wastewater treatment plant?
Do we have any idea what we're gonna need to look at? Are we gonna wait until it's about running before we get to go and look at it?
No. I want somebody hired, I would say by the end of July.
No, I'm talking about us getting going and look at it.
Oh, yes, the plan is for, I asked Joe about that, and he said, well, would you want water in it? And I said, yeah,
Yeah.
so he said, then we're probably looking at July.
Okay.
Will you post pictures on Facebook, please?
Next item was added tonight under new business, Rocket football.
I'll explain this to everybody. So, Rocket Football has been having practices and scrimmages behind the Little League field since 2004, 3. Right before they built the new school, we moved over there. And we've never had a lease in place. There's a lot of controversy in Little League right now. And they have a lease with the village, but I don't know if it's finalized. So I talked to Mark, and I used the Little League lease, and I set up just a basic lease that will allow Rocket Football to lease the area we use. So we are separate from the Little League. The old men's league, which is out behind the Little League, is where we do all our stuff. Because I don't wanna get in a situation where the wrong people get on the Little League board and decide we can't be out there anymore. Cause there's a lot of problems right now with that. The only thing I added to this that was different than the Little League was I put in that our barn, which has been there for 20 years, 15 years, can stay where it's at. And we got approved from that from you when we put it there, so. Other than that, it's just at least saying that the village will allow Rocket Football to use that. Unless they want us to move, and then they can move us. If they sell the property, they can move us. But either, it's just a basic lease to cover Rocket Football, so we don't get involved in all that drama with the Little League.
It's village-owned property, isn't it?
Yes,
Most people aren't aware of that.
it is,
Yes.
and that's why I want this lease, to cover us.
You were here when I was on the council.
We
Yeah.
love being out there, it
Yeah.
worked great for us. We don't wanna go back to the school.
Who's making that a motion?
I-
Who's making that motion?
Somebody else probably should, since I'm the
I'll make a
director.
motion.
Okay.
In fact,
I'll make a
you
motion.
should
I'll
probably
abstain, I'll abstain.
I'll second that.
You're gonna say, second is abstention?
Okay, motion by trustee Steers and seconded by trustee Denman that we approve the Village of Constantine Rocket Football and Cheerleading Agreement. Any other questions? Call roll please.
Jay Mathers,
Yes.
Lawrence. King,
Abstain.
Steers,
Yes.
Denman,
Yes.
Piper, M. Mathers.
Yes.
Carries.
Abstain.
Okay, being no more business before council, we will adjourn at 7:55 PM. Thanks everyone for coming tonight.